Some business stories following the suspension of Max Air over safety concerns. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has commenced an investigation into the activities of marketers of aviation fuel, popularly called Jeta1. This was disclosed by the Director General of the NCAA, Mr. Musa Nuhu, where he said, and I quote, "We are investigating the whole thing and we learned that the particular aircraft took fuel from Lagos, Kano, and Abuja. I expect to get a report as regards the fueling stations. Any station found wanting will be suspended till all these issues are resolved," end of quote. This was revealed after some of the airline aircraft are involved in a series of incidents, one of which was when water was being drained from one of the airline's planes while on ground in Yola. Meanwhile, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry wants the federal government to expand its tax net and bring in more taxpayers instead of overburdening existing taxpayers. This was revealed by a statement issued by the chambers and signed by the president, Mr. Michael Olawale. The president also commended the recent appointment of Mr. Taiwo Yedele as the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, established to remove barriers impeding business growth in Nigeria. Mr. Olawale suggests that the committee's primary objective should be to enhance revenue collection efficiency, ensure transparent reporting, and promote the efficient utilization of tax and other revenues to boost citizens' tax morale, foster a healthy tax culture, and drive voluntary compliance. And in line with the International Sustainability Standards Board to promote transparency and accountability in the financial information and accountability, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, in partnership with the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants and Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, held a roundtable meeting in Lagos on the role of accounting profession in developing capacity to implement the ISSB sustainability reporting. We have more on this report as packaged by Sunday Binibo.
Nigeria is the only African country selected in the launch of new sustainability standards, FRSS1 and IFRSS2 FRC standards, developed by the International Sustainability Standards Board. This is in a bid to empower investors to make better investment decisions and encourage corporations to adopt sustainability at the core of their financial reporting. In this roundtable discussion, achieving the ISSB sustainability reporting standards through effective collaboration is key to skill development.
This partnership is essentially aimed at developing skills for professional accountants to participate and lead in sustainability reporting and assurance. Sustainability is a new development within the accounting profession.
Key takeouts that the profession understands that it needs to work together under the leadership of the FRC plans, adoption, readiness, and period. And what that then entails is that when we come to the table to have a conversation with a larger group that consists even non-financial and accounting experts and sector specialists.
For the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, implementation of sustainability reporting can only be achieved through effective partnership with professional bodies like ICANN and ACCA.
You can't implement sustainability without collaborating with other professionals because it is a team that cuts across all sectors of the economy. Therefore, in order to effectively implement it, you have to work collaboratively together to ensure that every sector, everybody that has one thing or the other to do on sustainability reporting journey is carried along.
It's a great collaboration, and like we said, it's a journey. It will continue, and it's just wonderful that the Federal Reporting Council of Nigeria, stated at COP27 that they will be adopting it. So even in Nigeria, we are taking a lead already, saying amongst the African countries, we'll be the first to adopt this.
So the most critical thing is the outcome of this process. So when we have this report, it means investors, stakeholders can understand the risks, the actions, and the next set of intentions that every organization is looking to put in place in respect of sustainability.
The International Financial Reporting Standards are used across 140 countries, designed to bring consistency to accounting language, practices, and statements to help businesses and investors make educated financial analysis and decisions.
Ghana's Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. K.T. Hammond, says $1.98 billion oil refinery facility at Tema has been scheduled to commence operations by the end of August this year. The refinery is the latest investment in the Santio Group and is expected to produce 5 million metric tons of petroleum products, including liquefied petroleum gas, jet fuel, gasoline, diesel, and fuel oil. Conducting a tour of the facility, the minister confirmed that Santio Group was in discussion with the Ministry of Energy to acquire 500,000 barrels of crude oil from Ghana's oil fields for its first production. The refinery is also expected to produce 350,000 tons of a series of pitch products, 200,000 tons of lubricating base oil and solvent naphthalene, and 400,000 tons of byproducts, such as propylene, ammonium sulfate, sulfuric acid, and sulfur. Ghana, one of Africa's largest growing hydrocarbon market, is seeking to double its production by the end of 2023. Well, Asian stocks rose for a fifth straight day today, on course for their best week this year, as cooling U.S. inflation stock speculations that the Federal Reserves could pause rate hikes after this month. Now, MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside of Japan rallied 0.86% to put on track for 5.6% weekly advance. The biggest in 8 months, South Korea, Kospi, and Taiwan's benchmark each jumped about 1.2%, while Australian shares gained 0.85%. Hong Kong Hang Seng added 0.25%, and mainland Chinese blue chips rose 0.17%. Japan's Nikkei was last up 0.19% in the roller coaster session as the index struggles to find its feet following its retreat from a 33-year peak reached at the start of this month. U.S. e-money futures also pointed to a slightly lower restart for the S&P 500 after the index rallied 0.85% overnight. UK FTSE futures slipped 0.24%. German DAX futures edged 0.12% lower. ExxonMobil Corporation has agreed to buy pipeline operator Denbury Incorporated for $4.9 billion to accelerate its energy transition business with an established carbon dioxide sequestration operation. The acquisition is part of ExxonMobil's newly launched CCUS project. The company's chief executive officer, Mr. Darren Wood, says the company's low-carbon business has the potential to outperform its legacy oil and gas business within a decade and generate hundreds of billions in revenue. Denbury Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Chris Kendall, in a statement said that the significant capital years of work are required to fully develop its CO2 business, making deep-pocket Exxon the deal partner for the deal. Denbury is an oil and gas producer that owns and operates a 1,300-mile carbon pipeline network in the U.S., including pipelines that span Gulf Coast, petrochemical industry heartland, where Exxon has sought to build a carbon hub. Australia's Treasury has announced that Michelle Bullock will lead the Reserve Bank of Australia as the first woman to head the Apex Bank in the 63-year history of the financial institution. Her appointment comes as the country continues to battle rising inflation and major shake-up taking place at the Apex Bank. Ms. Bullock, a veteran economist at the central bank, will take over from the outgoing Governor Philip Lowe in September. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese described Bullock as an outstanding economist and leader.
And that was
this morning the Cabinet has met and agreed with the recommendation from the Treasurer, supported by myself, that Michelle Bullock be appointed as the 9th Reserve Bank Governor. Michelle will be the first female governor since the independent RBA was founded in 1959. The incoming governor will oversee the implementation of the recommendations of the RBA review to make sure we have the most effective central bank and monetary policy framework as Australia and the world faces ongoing economic challenges.